Coming up on the St. Paul Forum, I'm talking with Kalla of SPNN's youth programs. That's coming up next on the St. Paul Forum. Welcome to the St. Paul Forum. I'm Catherine Day, and joining me is Kalla of SPNN's youth programs and two of his students, Destiny and Dararthu. Welcome.
Thanks so much for having us.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about SPNN's youth programs, and then we'll talk specifically about the program these two students have been involved with.
Sure. So we actually just wrapped up this past Thursday our youth intern program. So that's the last program that I was just involved in. That's a 7-week documentary internship for teens that we do every summer at SPNN Youth. We do a variety of programs for youth in St. Paul, centering around media, and in particular using media as a tool to examine community issues and teen issues.
It's fantastic. I mean, every student wants to be involved in the media. You know, you use it, you're heavy users of it, but you get them engaged specifically so they have experience, guidance, and tools. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah. I mean, we see ourselves as sort of facilitators to help this process happen, but the vast majority of the work that we do is incredibly youth-driven. So all the ideas, the concepts, the issues that we're talking about come from the youth, and we work with them, teach them a lot of these skills, and help them kind of get their own ideas and their voice out there.
And now specifically, we're going to talk about Set It Up.
Yeah.
And so in a nutshell, what is Set It Up?
Okay, so you guys can maybe talk a little bit about the program, but I'll give the kind of the overview. So Set It Up is a teen-produced TV show. We're going to be going into our 12th season here at SPNN. It's got kind of a cool history. There was I believe it was a connections class. There was a class that happened 12 years ago, 13 years ago, and a lot of the students who were involved in it, after the class was done, said, can we keep doing something? You know, can we keep coming? We want to keep making media together. And so Nicola Pine, our youth programs director, she was involved at the time, and she said, sure, you know, we'll figure something out, we'll make this work. And so this group of youth just started meeting after school, and Set It Up was born out of that idea.
So it's youth created, essentially. Yes. They had the idea.
Absolutely. And so we're now in our 12th season. It's pretty different from when it started. It's a much better supported program because we've had a lot of time to kind of get our stuff together. But it's a teen-produced TV show. We deal with community and teen issues. We have 12 high schoolers from around St. Paul who participate every year. Destiny and Dararthu have been involved with the program and have created some really awesome media.
And they're both from Central High. Destiny, you grew up here in St. Paul?
Yep, I did. I grew up here, right here.
And you're at senior at Central?
Yeah, I'm a senior at Central.
And how long have you been involved in the program?
For about 2 years now.
Okay.
Much, yeah.
And Dararthu, how about you? Did you grow up here in St. Paul?
I came here 2004.
From where?
Ethiopia.
From Ethiopia, okay.
Yeah.
And you came to junior high or elementary school then?
Elementary.
Elementary, and then you are also at Central?
Yep, sophomore.
Sophomore at Central, okay. And so is this your first year with
the
program?
Yeah, that's my first year.
So one of the things we're going to do is take a look at a segment of an episode, but let's talk first of all, how long is each episode?
They're about half an hour.
They're half an hour, and they air where?
They air on our channels, channel 16, Mondays at 7 p.m. You can also watch all of our videos from Set It Up on our website, spnn.org/youth. And we also do screenings, so we invite the community in after we finish each episode. Sometimes we do them here at SPNN. We've also done some screenings out in the community at different recreation centers and other community locations.
So before we look at the episode, tell me a little bit about what got you so interested in the media. Why did you decide to do this, and maybe briefly something you've learned?
Okay. Well, I actually wasn't looking at media. I was actually an athlete. I played basketball, volleyball, softball, and I tore my ACL my sophomore year. And I was really close to one of my cousins, Breon, who was actually a part of Set It Up. And she said, hey, you should come to my screening. So I said, okay, I guess. And yeah, I pretty much came to the screening, and I really liked it. And I came like mid-season, and I was like, can I apply? I kind of want to be a part of this. Pretty cool. But yeah, I've done music and stuff like that, but I never like thought about cameras or anything like that. And I really enjoy it. And one thing I learned being a part of this is working with cameras, working with people, and the importance of community, and yeah.
Great. And how about you?
I used to go to this program called Plus Time, and they used to have like connection classes and stuff. And St. Paul, it was an MVP, I think, that came, and we did a little project, and I was in it, and I think this was like 4th, 5th grade. And we made this video, and I forgot all about it for a while. And my sister, well, she's like my sister, Sammy, was in the Set It Up crew, and she told me that I should join because I was going to be a freshman, and that's when it starts. So I joined, and I thought it was really cool. So.
What kinds of things have you learned?
Well, my first video, I learned how to accept rejection from people because it was a
on the street interview.
On the street
so
you were actually
people.
Really brave. So people said, no, I don't want to be interviewed.
Or like they'll just walk away or something. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
But you got a lot of good interviews in the end.
Yeah.
What were you asking them about?
What is their favorite food?
Oh, that's not too hard. Yeah. Just trying to get people to talk and engage and learn how to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So do you think it's done anything for your confidence and your, where do you think you'll take this skill?
I might do it as a hobby. Yeah.
How about you, Destiny?
Where do I take this? Now for college, I want that to be a part of my major, like a mixed media type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I learned how to work with people of different like personalities and how to just work with people.
Great. So tell us just briefly, we're going to take a look at a little piece of clip of some work you've done. Tell us briefly what we're going to see, then we're going to take a look at a couple of minutes, then we'll stop and talk a little bit about it. So.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you want me to introduce it?
Sure.
Okay, so Destiny actually is the one who produced this piece. This was a little over a year ago that this piece was created, and I think this was actually the first piece you ever made.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, Destiny was the full producer on this. She went out and interviewed a number of different musicians, as you already mentioned. You know, music was a big part of your life, and so she talked to her family, but also talked to a musician and also a professor of music to kind of get at the idea of why is music important, why is this such a big part of your own life, and why do people connect with music so much. So I think that's the clip we're going to watch.
What's not to like? So let's take a look.
Hi. You're about to watch Destiny Roberts' music documentary.
You know, the thought of life without music is unimaginable. Even just a day without it is unbearable. I am who I am because of music, and it means a lot to me. So much that I was interested in what to other people's thoughts on music were and how music was a part of their lives. First stop, our very local Central High School. All aboard!
If I write music, I want it to be something that has a basis to it, something that can inspire somebody. I draw from New York rappers because they're storytellers, so I want to be like a storyteller when it comes to my writing, something that someone can relate to.
It's like stuff I'm going through or stuff that happens to me. It's my inspiration for writing everything that I write about. I make music and I sing because it's a way for me to express my feelings and communicate my thoughts and emotions to people in a different way than just talking about it or writing it out.
I do music because it's a talent, and when you have a talent, you need to use it.
Music ranges from age to age and culture to culture. Growing up, everyone in my house was a musician of some sort. And if you weren't a musician and you lived in my house, then you really weren't related to us. Being surrounded by music every day, I couldn't help but to become a musician myself. It's like linked in my DNA or something. So our next stop, home sweet home.
My name is Benjamin Roberts. I go by Minnesota. I'm a songwriter, producer, artist, poet, and engineer. When I first started, I used to like to write like a lot of conscious music, a lot of music that was talking about what's going on in the inner cities and the things that people were dealing with, different minority groups, and kind of the struggle they would have in society. After a while, I started making songs about love and about relationship, and it was fun, and I started to notice how people could connect to the music on different levels. I thought I'd just stick with that. If music were a person, I thank music for the ability for me to find myself. I thank music for, man, just therapy. You know, in a sense, music saved my life.
That's pretty powerful stuff. I mean, you've taken a look at yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to you?
Mm-hmm.
You've taken a look at your community in the high school. What does it mean to them? And then you've gone home. And this is your brother?
Yes, my brother.
Okay. And boy, he's telling you a really, really personal thing. I mean, does that touch you, Dararthu?
Yeah.
Oh man, it touches me. So tell us a little bit about how you constructed your thinking about how you're going to do this piece.
Okay, well, this was my very first piece that I've done. Like I said, I came in mid-season, and for the first half, like I came in an episode after I got there. So for the previous episode, I just kind of watched people and see like what's going on, like what do they do, what are the thinking process, and then I started thinking about what I wanted to do. And how we do it is we pick like a topic. Our topic was art, so everybody will make an episode based on the topic. So I did music, somebody did like dance, somebody else did something, you know.
Dararthu, were you also doing a video at this time, or is this before you joined the program?
This was before.
Okay. So have you done something similar though? Picked a topic?
Yeah.
Done a piece? Okay. We're not going to get a chance to see yours, so they'll have to look you up online and see what you've done. Did you assist with it? Like when you do a project like this, Destiny, do you have other people there with you? I mean, do you have somebody holding the mic, or is this all just one camera?
Oh, you have somebody holding a mic. I just did that. That was with our HD camera. That was with an Allure camera. Yeah, the Allure camera. But typically we would use the HD cameras, and we'll have a person on audio with the headphones, a person with the mic, a person on camera, and maybe somebody just watching it all just to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Dararthu, did you find a role that you found more interesting of those kinds of things she's describing?
I like to do more of camera work rather than editing.
Editing is not for all of us, and Kevin knows. I am not an editor. Do you have someone who helps with that?
Yeah.
So, Destiny, that's something you like to do?
Yeah, I like editing.
Well, your piece struck me as being pretty edited. I mean, that open is, I would describe that as edited. What was the technique you were using there?
Well,
and I'm talking about when you were
the drawing?
using the pages.
Okay. Well, I actually did that in one take. I was at home. I said I didn't know what to do for the intro, so I was like, I kind of like the idea of like having me like drawing the words or something like that. So I already had the words drawn out, and I had set the camera. I couldn't tell if the angle was perfect, but when I looked at it, it ended up being right. And I just did it, and then I took it in to Kevin, and I was like, hey, it's pretty cool.
And what got you, how did you select the people in the halls that you were going to interview? Did you already know your subjects?
I
or
knew.
Were you random?
Yeah, we planned out everything. We planned out the interviewees, like the angles, everything. But the one at school I did at Central was more like on the street kind of. But I I pretty much picked people that I knew that music was a part of their lives, or like 2 of them were planned, 2 of them were kind of just random, like, hey, I know you're a musician, but would you do like to answer a question for me on camera for one of my pieces or something like that?
Okay. If you're just joining us, I'm talking with Kevin Kalla of SPNN's youth programs and 2 of the students involved in the setup program. So it seems really ambitious what you're doing. I mean, does this stretch your thinking about like what you want to do next? Have you got some new ideas you're working on?
I don't know what I want to do, but I want to do like something that's gonna inspire people and stuff like that. Cause the job I had for the summer, Sprockets, was working with clients and stuff, and I want to do like, I got more like better on like editing and camera work, and my skills grew with that, so I want to take it like to the next level.
So the Sprockets program, Kevin, just give us a brief overview since she's mentioned it.
Yeah.
That's another one of the SPNN programs.
Yeah, this is the first summer that we've done something like this. We actually worked with, I believe, 7 different clients. Sprockets is a collaborative of youth serving organizations in St. Paul, and so Dararthu and another youth from our programs, Ray Lynn, worked this summer with a variety of different clients, and they created sort of profiles of these different organizations and the work that they do with youth. So it was pretty different. You know, we had this sort of like client relationship.
So you were
with these partner
producing like
sites.
a little piece for them, something that they could use on their website, that kind of thing? Mm-hmm. Okay. So how did that work? You had to do kind of did they know exactly what they wanted?
Yeah, some of them knew what they wanted, some of them didn't know what they want. It was like the first day you go and talk to the client and ask them what they want and what they don't want in the videos, and then the second day is we do like camera work and stuff, and Wednesday and Thursday is editing days. So
wow.
It's like
intense.
Yeah, and then
intensive.
We come back at the end like of August, like now or something, and go back and fix what they didn't like and stuff.
Okay, so you get feedback,
yeah,
and
feedback
then
and stuff.
And are these things we can look at on the website, the Sprockets examples? So there are some client examples there.
Yep, they will be up
Got
pretty
some
soon.
Satisfied product.
Absolutely, and then also the other reason these are being created is on the Sprockets website, which is a website that youth can go to find out about different programs out there. Okay. Those videos will be up, so they'll be able to click on a program and see, oh, this is what this organization does in a youth-produced video.
Now, right now is the period when you're hoping to get more students involved. This is a really, obviously this has been really meaningful to both of you. I have a sense you'd recommend it to your friends. But let's talk about what the process is. You're saying that you want to get more students involved in the Set It Up program.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about your process.
Sure. So it's the end of the summer right now. We're wrapping up our summer programs, which means we're doing our big outreach push for Set It Up, which starts in the fall. So right now, if you go to our website, spnn.org/youth, right at the very top, it'll say, click here to apply for Set It Up. And if you're interested in being involved in what I think is a really awesome teen-produced TV show, you can apply to be a part of the crew, and you can join Destiny and Dararthu are going to be coming back this year.
Great.
And producing more amazing media about community and teen issues. So yeah, if you have an interest in that and you're a St. Paul high school student, definitely apply.
Or you're the parent of a St. Paul high school student, or the aunt or uncle of one, you can encourage them to get there. So is it difficult to apply? How hard was it?
It's not that hard at all.
It's actually easy.
It's really easy.
It's easy. Okay.
Yeah, you just can't be lazy. Just do it.
And does it cost you anything to apply?
No, it's free.
Free. So there's no barriers.
That's
so all
right.
you have
We
to do
also-
is get online. You've got to, so that can happen at school or at home, depending on where you are. Everybody at Central High School can get access to a computer in the library. Everybody in any St. Paul high school can get access. Or if they're homeschooled or learning online, they can go to spnn.org/youth, which we'll put up. And so between now and early October, you're hoping people will apply?
Yeah, so we have our first round deadline is September 24th. And then it's kind of rolling admissions, so we oftentimes will extend that if we want to get a few more applicants.
Well, Destiny's a great example because she said, I want in now. And it wasn't the official start time, so I think you're a great example because many of us will say, oh, I'm too late and whatever. But you're a good advertisement for just join it when you can. And what other tips do you have for getting involved, or what they might expect? What would you want your classmates to know?
To know that you're going to be working with a lot of different people of different backgrounds, of different cultures, and that it's important to be open-minded to ideas and different perspectives. And also you'll learn about different perspectives, and you learn about more of your community and the people around you, and even more about yourself that you didn't even know.
And tell us a couple of topics you think you might talk about this year. Do you already know, or was there a topic last year that you were, I mean, you did music, but were there some other topics?
We usually, when we get together, we usually pick, yeah, it'd be a big thing in the small studio. Yeah, everyone has their own ideas, and we try to put it together.
So people can have an idea, but you're kind of saying be open to other people's ideas too? Because it sounds like you can't produce every idea, probably, right? So that's one of the things Kevin helps with, maybe, is helps you sort out what is doable and what's too much.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody would get what they want in a certain way. Like, you might not get exactly what you want, but you can,
But some of what you're telling me is you're learning not only skills, but how to express your voice. And I guess what really touches me is you're saying you're learning about your whole community.
Yeah.
And you're making new friends, especially when, I know how it is in high school. You don't always have friends from different classes, but it looks like you two enjoy each other, even though you're a senior and a sophomore. Yeah, that's not quite such a big deal. And so it's all 4 grades of high school are represented, and it doesn't really matter what year you are or anything.
Or skill level even. You don't have to have any experience at all in using a camera or using, a editing software. We teach you everything. We use advanced cameras. We teach lighting, advanced audio, editing, and then if people are interested in something, we'll teach it. We usually start kind of with documentary as our first style, but then we totally branch out, and depending on what people are interested in, we've done music videos, we've done animation, narrative pieces, video poems, you name it.
Fun. Now, this program I know won some awards at an event recently, a regional award, or was it national?
Both, actually. There have been several
national
awards in the last year, absolutely.
And I believe that I received a mailing. I know this program does accept donations, and if people want to support this kind of engagement by our youth, because a lot of people think, oh, our youth, they're not doing anything great, but look what they're doing, opening people's eyes. So I believe there's a way to go online and make a donation to SPNN's youth programs.
Absolutely.
So if you go to the website and you're motivated, and you don't have to spend in a lot, a small gift goes a long way.
Absolutely.
So, $20, $40, $100.
$1 million.
So that's another way to show your support for keeping our students really engaged and getting them off to a great start. So is there anything else you want people to know before we wrap up? What's another message that's important for them to hear from each of you? You decided to be brave and join something that you were excited about?
Well, I'm a pretty shy person, so it gets me more talkative, and to know that I have people there to support me throughout the way to do media.
Good people here to engage you. That's fantastic. So we're gonna you're gonna encourage people to apply?
Yes, definitely. You're not doing nothing at home. You have nothing to do after school. Why not do something with your life and help out your community and learn about a lot of different perspectives and things like that. Fantastic. And we have the best snack time ever.
That's great. Yeah. Well, that's all we have time for. Come back next week and see another episode of The Forum on SPNN.